Hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. I am your host, Sandy Ballard, the Badass Business Coach. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing my website and my podcast with others, and for connecting with me on social media. And my website, in case you're new here, is pretty easy. It's badassbusiness.coach. Lots of cool stuff on there. My podcasts are all on there. I have a DIY section, my online courses, worksheets, all that good stuff, and events. And so please reach out to me like Susan in the UK did and Gina in Ohio did. Thanks for connecting with me and for on social media and for listening. And if you haven't yet, please do. Make sure when you connect with me on social media that you message me that you're a listener so I can give you a shout out as well, right? Oh, so last Monday's podcast, it was all about getting you to think deeper about your goals and identifying who you'll become by achieving a specific goal. I shared that I'm listening to the book Atomic Habits. And this book by James Clear is the author. He talks about the science behind the habits, both good and bad, why we continue with bad habits, why it's hard to break bad habits, why it's sometimes hard to create good habits, and sometimes it's easy to create good habits. And yes, in last Monday's podcast, I asked you to create or think about just your monthly goal, who you want to become, and then tying in that habit, what positive habits will you do or create daily or weekly or however often you need to do it, whatever it is, to help you achieve that goal. So just month by month. Sometimes it's easier than being overwhelmed by a big picture, big yearly goal, or even 3 to 5 years out. Yes, I always ask my clients to identify bigger goals, but not all have been able to over the years. You know, it's, as I've mentioned, sometimes overwhelms them. And you may be thinking, what? Thinking that far out is easy. I need to do so I keep my eyes on the prize and my future. And that's great. I can as well, but not everyone can. And sometimes we're so caught up in the future and wanting to get there so fast that we aren't paying attention to what's going on now, and we can miss things. So there's a fine balance there. And that's why I say I meet my clients where they are, and I help them get to where they want to be. And I challenge people to think ahead and then break it down. We've all heard that saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, or a variation thereof. The phrase is, I looked it up, I was like, who actually said this? It's a lot of people have been given credit, like Desmond Tutu and General Creighton Abrams. You know, now there's a book titled by Bill Hogan, titled the same, which I've not read. But there's, you think about that. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That concept can be applied to so many things, especially your goals. So no matter if you can see 5 years into the future, or just this month, or maybe the end of the year, the positive habits will help you get there. And you're like, duh, Sandy, we all know that, but exactly. But I hear that so many times, but, more so probably at first with clients and new clients, but even sometimes with longtime clients, as they've hit a roadblock or something's gotten into their way, or they've gotten in their own way. Going back to last Monday's podcast and the daily and my social media posts that I did last week, asking you how and what you're doing to achieve your goals and become who you desire to become. Much like I discussed in last week's podcast, when I started running, I didn't start by running a half marathon. I ran mile by mile. My first race was a 5K, which is 3 miles. And honestly, there's no way at first I could see myself running 13 miles. Oh my God, that just it overwhelmed me. I just couldn't even imagine it. But once I got a taste of winning races, once I got that amazing feeling of accomplishment, and honestly, the feeling I got when I ran and the training, I was looking for that first half. But I knew I wasn't going to go out and run 13 miles tomorrow. So I found a plan to follow. Yes, I got a training plan from a running coach. And some days I felt like I could run forever. But when it was only a 4 or 5 mile day and that's all I was, quote unquote, allowed to do, that's what I did. People who do too much too fast get injured, burned out, overwhelmed, and it can be easy to quit. Baby steps. At some point, we've all wanted quick fixes, easy steps, and maybe somebody else to do it for us. But you have to remember, these are your goals and dreams, not theirs. Many times we need help, our tribe, our buddies, vendors, subcontractors, collaborators, or to hire people to help us. And remember, you've got to remember this, because life is a team sport. We can't do it alone, but it starts with the person in the mirror. Yes, you. No one else can decide what goals you want to achieve or who you want to become. As your coach, I can help you develop the positive habits to help you. I will help you create your plan to achieve these goals. And yes, identify where you need help. But you must take the step and do the work at first. Last Monday, I shared a story about a former client who got overwhelmed and quit, who wouldn't take my advice of baby steps and ended up overwhelmed. She's still doing great at her job and has her side gig, but it's not at the level that she was telling me she wanted. And, maybe things have changed, or maybe that's okay for her, or maybe it isn't. She originally wanted the side gig to replace her job by now, or within maybe another 6 months. But instead, she's still working, chugging along at her side gig, and still struggling to find more time to spend with her family. That may be okay for her or for some people, and others may understand how to take one bite of that elephant every day. Otherwise, you're going to be unhappily full and never want another bite again. So think about this. What do you want? Last week I talked just about your monthly goal. And today, I want you to share your big-ass, scary-as-fuck goal. Or maybe just a super exciting goal. What do you want to do? Retire in 5 years. Open another location. Hire 10 people. Take a year off from work, or even travel and work remotely, which is seriously a thing now. Or maybe even quit your job and start your business. I want you to say it out loud. If you're listening in the car or wherever you are, say your goal out loud. How do you feel? Say it louder with confidence. The goals should scare the shit out of you at least a little bit. I agree with that. And I also think it should be that weird feeling in your stomach, like when you're on a roller coaster, and not that crazy roller coaster of emotions last year called the pandemic. A real roller coaster, that feeling in your stomach of slight fear and excitement, where you're not sure if you want to scream or laugh, where your belly seems to flip a bit. That's what I want you to feel when you talk about your goals. That excitement and fear is what will keep you smiling, motivated, and yes, jumping out of bed in the morning to do it all over again. Yeah, Mama has said there'll be days like this, and there will be in business ownership. But this week, I want you to think about and share what's your giant-ass, scary but exciting goal, and by when do you want to achieve this goal, whether it's soon or if it's 3 to 5 years out. Think about that. And if at any reason, for those of you first who want to start a business, I have an online course, How to Launch a Business in 90 Days. Message me or email me for the link. It's $99. Or you can find it at badassbusiness.coach/businessxl, the letters XL. And then, sign up for a free 30-minute call. I want you to share that goal with me here in the comments section. But seriously, I'm offering you a 30-minute free call to share that goal with me so I can hear that excitement. I can help you feel that. Sign up for that at badassbusiness.coach/coaching. Or again, message me. I'll send you that link. I want to help you feel that excitement a little more than the fear and get you in the right direction so you can level up and do more, be more, so you'll achieve more. All right, we're 6 months into this year. Let's do this together, all right? Have a great week. Cheers.